In this video, we're going to learn how to solve these JAMB Maths questions involving fractions and decimals. Alright, so we're going to practice with 5 questions in this video. After going through this video, you will be in a better position to be able to solve basically any JAMB Maths question you see involving fractions and decimals. So let's get started with this question what we have here. So we have to simplify this question. Okay, so let's get solving this. Now, I need to break this down. First, let's simplify what we have at the numerator. Alright, so at the numerator, we have 2 over 3. Alright, divide 4 over 5. So, when you have 2 over 3, divide 4 over 5. Basically, what you're going to do next, we need to change this division sign to multiplication. And then reverse what you have here. So, it will now be 2 over 3 times 5 over 4. So 2 cancels 1 cancel 4, 2. So we have the output of the numerator to be 5 over 3 times 2 give you what 6. So that's it for the numerator. Now let's break down the denominator. So we have 1 over 4 plus 3 over 5, alright, minus 1 over 3. So you find the LCM. So the LCM between 4, 5 and 3. So basically, this will be 4 times 5 give you 20. 20 times 3 will give you 60. Okay, so let's use 60 and the LCM. Alright, now 4 into 60 will give us 15. Okay, so 15 times 1 will give us 15 plus 5 into 60 will give us 12. 12 times 3 will give us 36 minus, now 3 into 60 will give us 20. 20 times 1 is 20. So we can now do the basic math here. So when you keep simplifying this, 15 plus 36 will give us 51. Alright, so when you subtract 20 from 51, that's 51 minus 20, you're going to have the output to be 31. So we have 31 over 60 as the denominator. So you then bring everything together now. What you have now, remember for the numerator, we got 5 over 6. So this is the same thing as we have 5 over 6 divide this division sign 31 over 60. Okay, so we still want to simplify further. So what you're going to do now will be to change the division sign now to multiplication and then invert what we have here. So when you do it, you're going to have 5 over 6 times 60 over 31. Alright, so 6 cancels 1, 6 into 60 is 10. So we now have the final result will be 10 times 5, we have 50 over 31. And that will be the answer to this question. The correct option is option B, 50 over 31. So it's as simple as this. Let's go to the next question. Let's write this. Okay guys, so for this question too, we have to simplify this. This question is very, very simple. Basically, all you have to do is to go straight to the question. So this is the calculator. So we have 52.4 minus 5.7. 5.7 minus 3.45 minus 1.75. And that's what press equal to see the output. So we have it to be 41.5. So the correct option is option B. We're not asked to round up to any value. So this is the exact value to this question. This is the correct option, option B, 41.5. Okay, so this question is straightforward. Let's go to the next question, which is question number the third question. Remember, I'm going to practice with only 5 questions in this video. Okay, so this is question number 3. So we're asked to find a range of these values. So Firstly, for you to be able to solve this question is actually very simple. But if you don't understand what they mean by range of the values, that's where you begin to tell it. So basically in maths, when they say the range of a value, what they mean is that you should subtract the least value from the highest value, the smallest value from the highest value in the data or in the values you have. Okay, so that's what they mean basically when you talk about range. So this is the calculator, and these values we have, they are in fraction. So you have to be able to identify the least fraction here and the highest fraction here. Okay, so mainly looking at this question, I already know that the least fraction here is 1 over 6. Okay, so 1 divide 6 will give us 0.166. All right, and from my own perspective, looking at the values we have here, the highest fraction here is 3 over 2. So let's take the value of 3 over 2. 3 divide 2 should give us 1.5. So let's take, yeah, 1.5. All right, let's take the next, let's take 4 divide 3. The value of 4 divide 3, 1.3. All right, so basically what I'm going to do now, since the least value here is 1 over 6, but if, in case you're writing this kind of design, this kind of question, if you're not sure, you can just take your time quickly, just check all the values and see the one that is the least and the one that is the highest. But from my own perspective, I already know that the highest is 3 over 2 and the least is 1 over 6. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, since 3 over 2 is 1.5, all right, let me do everything here. So since 3 over 2 is 1.5, it will be 1.5 minus the least value. 1 over 6 is 0.166. All right, so let's stop at the third decimal value. So let's press equal to now to see the output. 1.33. So basically 1.33 is the same thing as 4 over 3. Remember, when we check over 3, we got 1.33. So the correct option on this question is option B. All right, so 4 divide 3, it was 1.33. So that's how to deal with this kind of problem. All right, so making progress, let's go to the next question, which is, let's solve this question. So we have to simplify this. All right, very interesting question. Now, to solve this, as I always recommend that you guys should begin by breaking it down. All right, so let's solve the numerator. Let's simplify the numerator. I'm going to put everything in a single fraction. And so let's break this down. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 plus 2, that's 11 over 3 times. So we now have 5 over 6, okay, times 2 over 3. So this is what we have. Now, if we break this down, you're going to have 11 times 5 will give us 55. 55 times 2 will give us 110. Okay, over. Now we have 6 times 3 will give us 18. 18 times 3 will give us 54. Okay, so this is the value for the numerator. Let's break down the denominator. So we have 11 over 5 times 3 over 4 times 2 over 27. So let's multiply everything together. 11 times 3 will give us 33. 33 times 2 will give us 66. We have 66 over, let's check the denominator. We have 5 times 4 give us 20. All right, so 20 times 27 will give you 540. Okay, 540. So right now, we then bring everything together. It will now be 110 over 54. That's the value here we simplify. Divide this the this value for the denominator, which is 66 over 540. All right, so you are going to change the division to this to multiplication and invert what you have here. So when you do this, this is going to give us 110 over 54, all right, times 540 over 66. So that's what you have. You can begin to write down now, all right? So when you divide 540 by 54, you're going to have 10. So this cancel itself, one cancel, you're going to have 10 here, all right? So what else can divide between, when you 2 can divide this one, 2 into this, we have 33. Okay, 2 into this, we have 55. All right, any other same can divide. Okay, 11 can divide. So 11 into 33 will give us 3. 11 into 55 will give us 5. Okay, so we are now left with 10 times 5 over 3. So 10 times 5 will give us 50. We're now left with 50 over 3. Okay, so basically our final result for this question will be, so when you divide 50 over 3, when you, okay, let's punch it in the calculator here. So we have 50 divide 3. What's the output? We have it to be 16.66. Alright guys, so the correct option this question is option D. This is meant to be 15 whole number 2 over 3 and not 5 whole number 2 over 3. So there is a slight error to the options. Alright, so the correct option is meant to be option D, 15 whole number 2 over 3. Because remember, we arrived at 50 over 3 as our output here. And 50 over 3 is the same thing as 16.66. Alright, so when, if here is 15 whole number 2 by 3, 15 times 3 is 45. 45 plus 2 will give us 47. So let's just take something now. 47, let me do everything here. 47 divide 3 give us 15.66. So when you round this up to the nearest number, you get 16. Alright, so basically the answer to this question would have been 16. Alright, but this is meant 15 number 2 by 3 and not 5 number 2 by 3. So this is the closest answer to this output we have here. If we make this whole number here 15 and not 5. Alright, so that's it for this kind of question. So if happen to see this kind of question in your JAMB exam where none of the options is correct, just go for the one that is closest to the answer. Alright, so maybe a slight error from the system. So that's it for this question. Let's go to the next question, the last question. I make it the fifth question after we call it a class. So let's wipe this. Alright, so let's solve this question. We have to evaluate this. Okay, so guys, this question is interesting. Let's round off with this question that seems a bit technical, but very, very simple. Just apply both maths and you'll be able to figure this out. Alright, but even you guys use scientific calculator, this question would have been very, very easy. Just punch it and you get the answer. But since you don't have scientific calculator, apply both maths and solve it. So from both maths, we have bracket. We're going to simplify bracket first. So in this bracket, we have whole number over 3, convert it to an improper fraction. So 4 times 3 is 12 plus 1, that's 13. We have 13 over 3. Okay, plus then 3 times 2 is 6, 7 over 3. So we find the LCM. LCM is 3. 3 into 3, 1 times 13. 13 plus 3 into 3, 7. So this will give us 20 over 3. So as well as in the bracket, remember, after the bracket, now we don't have multiplication. Okay, so you multiply this by this whole number beside the whole number 2 by 3. So this is 3 times 3 is 9. 9 plus 2, we have 11 over 3. So when you break this down, this is same thing as 11 over 3 times 20 over 3. So 20 times 11 will give us 220, all right, over 9. So we have now simplified what we have from this place. We have now simplified this. Okay, so we are now left with this. We are now left with this guy. But let's firstly convert what we have here to improper fraction as well. So we have, let's simplify this one now. So we have 3 times 3, that's 9 plus 2, 11 over 3 minus 3 times 3, 9 plus 1, that's 10 over 3. Alright, so this is what we have now. 11 over 3 minus 10 over 3 divide this 220 over 9. Alright, so at this juncture now, what next are you going to do? Okay, so to be on a safe side, you're going to still go for division first, alright, before we go. Subtraction is the last one we're going to do. So basically, you're going to divide 10 over 3 by 220 over 9. So as usual, we change this to multiplication and invert what we have here. So when you do this, you're going to have 10 over 3 times 9 over 220. Alright, 3 to save 1, 3 to this, 3, 10 is save 1. So 10 into this, you're going to have 21. Alright, so that will be the output. Okay, 22, sorry. We're going to have 22. So now, we can then bring this together. We will be left with 11 over 3 minus 3 over 22. So this is what we're going to have. So at this junction now, when you break this further, it does take the LCM. So the LCM between 3 and 22 will give us 66. 22 times 3 will give us 66. Okay, so 3 into 66 will give us 22. Alright, so it will be 22 times 11 will give us 242. 242. Okay, minus, you now have 22 into 66. 66 divided by 22 give you 3 times 3 will give you 9. Alright, so you now, the final result will be 242. Or let's just punch in on this calculator. So 242. 242, okay, minus 9, do it gradually. So we have 233, 233 over 66. Okay, so this is the answer to the question. But since we have the option in mixed fraction, so basically this has to be option D. But let's verify. So guys, to verify, this is the answer. We got the answer in improper fraction, whereas they left the correct answer in the option in mixed fraction. That's 3 number 35 over 66. So this is empty as 233 over 66. When you check 66 times 3 will give us 198. 198 plus 35 will give us 233. So the same thing as what we have here in the mixed fraction. The correct option in this question is option D. So this is basically how you can solve problems involving fractions and decimals for the JAMB Maths. Hope you learned something interesting from this video. Alright, you always expect these questions involving board maths and begin to practice often so that you get used to how to apply board maths principle to solve questions around it. So let's go to the video, guys. If you are new to the channel, ensure that you subscribe this channel by hitting the subscribe button for more of these videos. Also like, share, comment on the video, tell me how you feel for what I learned from this video. If you seem to have any specific questions to ask, you don't know what I have explained in this video, feel free to leave your question in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to give you a response. Alright, so that's it for this video. Click on the end screen above, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.